Hello, Internet. It is us, Another World Tabletop, coming at you once again with a knife for the Emperor, our titular Blades in the Dark campaign. If you recall last time, our scoundrels in this city of ever-present dusk, murk, and miasmic electroplasmic night had done one of the cardinal sins within this city. We're going to give a little bit of backstory, a little bit of lore on Duskfall and what happens inside of the circumstances that occurred last session. A man has been tortured and killed in the basement of a apartment complex in which their good friend and member of the Lampblacks, Moth, lives. The fellow scoundrel Whisper was slain by a ghost. Grabbed them around their throat, crushed their neck, and extinguished their flame. When a man dies in Duskfall, there are a few things that happen. Should no one come, the body will rise as one of the unquiet dead. Some sort of spirit that will plague the city. Due to this fact, now there is an organization known as the Spirit Wardens, a group of brass, arcane masked individuals that operate the Bellwether Crematorium. The name for the Bellwether Crematorium is precisely because there is a series of bells in the belfry that ring out as soon as someone dies. A Deathseeker crow then leaves the building to go and circle the site of the death. Spirit Wardens come, collect the body, investigate the circumstances, contact the authorities, and dispose of the corpse to ensure that they do not rise again. Our scoundrels are not some incredible arcane practitioners that can circumvent this occurrence. And thus, swooping in, is a Deathseeker crow. And that starts a ticking timer. So, I will ask, in this moment, what would you like to do, Shadow and Silhouette, in order to obfuscate the deed that has been done here?
My immediate reaction is to I'm assuming somewhere in this room, hopefully, please, is a rug.
I think it stands to reason that a home would contain a rug, yes.
All right. I'm going to immediately run, grab the rug, and start rolling the unfortunate dear Mr. Whisper in said rug and shout, Vivian, could you do me a dear and grab this fellow's legs for me? We need to get him outside before we all get fucked by the spirit wardens.
Oh, that sounds horrid.
Moth comes out from their laboratory and sees you after hearing the telltale sounds of the ringing bells. Witnesses
Moth,
you.
I'm so sorry. Moth, I told him not to kill him.
Not that it makes the situation any better, but I didn't kill him. Darling, a hand, please.
And she would help you?
And so what I'm going to attempt to do is very quickly get him outside the house, and I'm hoping, whether it's a canal or a manhole leading to a sewer, something to very quickly dump this body into that is not in this residence, and then get out the back door and get out of here. That is the idea.
The idea seems to be that you are very swiftly running outside, both hauling the full weight of a rolled up man, and you are attempting to, I would say, survey for an area to throw this in. I could hear arguments for
Survey
whichever.
is fine for me.
Yeah.
Can we make this a group roll?
I think that would
Are
make
you good
sense.
with that?
Yeah, I would say you can add a dice. Someone can be the lead.
So yeah, we'd both roll,
no
and
survey.
then you have no survey.
Yeah.
Then maybe I shouldn't do a group roll then, because then chances are I'm just going to be taking a stress from your roll. Actually, what does that math work out to? I actually don't know. I can't do that in my head. All right.
Are we working out? Are we trying to do the math in Blades in the Dark? You're going to be rolling around 4 dice no matter what.
No, I know, but for hers, it would be taking the worst of the two.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be. I think
that
this could be an assistance. This is in a panic.
So that is fine.
However, that being said, this will sort of, regardless of your wanted effect or your wanted process, I think this is going to be risky.
Yeah.
And it will have a standard effect.
Okay. Thank you for the assist, darling. Mm-hmm. I will roll, and please, God, let me roll well. That is a success.
That is a success. So, the two of you rush out into the evening. Vivian in a nothing short of an elegant dress at all times. Sterling wearing a rather fetching suit at most times. Two very out of place individuals, even if you were trying to pose as rug merchants or trash disposal experts or whatever the guys would happen to be. It is the right time of night and the right circumstances to very swiftly find a canal to dump this body inside of. Kick it into the water. Walk away.
Yeah, the very nonchalant, brisk walk and say, darling, I'm so sorry. I think we're going to have to buy our friend another rug.
I believe so. What the hell happened? You weren't supposed to kill him.
I swear to you by the cataclysm and my mother's name, I did not kill the man. And it's not going to sound any better when I tell you what happened.
Okay, well, go ahead
But
then.
a spirit reached through the ghost veil, grabbed him by the throat, and crushed his throat just as he was beginning to confess, if I'm not mistaken, that there's a plot to assassinate the Emperor. But perhaps we should owe Moth a little bit of apologies and, well, disappear into the night as quickly as possible before we find ourselves in Iron Hook by the morning.
Okay, maybe we should talk about this not in the street.
Yes. Out the back.
Of course.
Moth, my dear, so sorry. I will absolutely buy you another rug. I'm sure you can find a good mop for the bloodstains on the floor. Job free of charge. And we weren't here tonight.
Moth is not very well. They are a rather mousy inventor. You see it painted on their face that this is a horrifying circumstance. They make smoke bombs and clever little devices. They invited you into their home for the express purpose of interrogating a man. And now there are bloodstains all over, spirit wardens in the neighborhood. Things are looking rough. And so they look at you. I want a new rug. I'm going to want a new set of gloves, goggles, and frankly, the next time that you come around asking for favors from the lampblacks, I think you're going to have a very frank conversation about how you charge into homes and kill people within them.
I am so sorry, Moth. He is an absolute brute. I know it. Could I at least stay and clean up the blood with you? It was absolutely rude.
I want you out of my house.
Okay.
I understand that we run in certain circles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is unforgivable, but I do think that you're going to have to answer to someone who is more important than me the next time something like this happens.
Yes, that certainly makes sense. As I told my darling White, if it makes you feel any better, I did not kill the man, though the reality of the situation is far worse, I'm afraid.
The less I know, the better.
Yes, well,
Just go.
have a good night, Moth.
Just go.
And out the back door and hope to find a gondola and GTFO.
GTFO.
The gondoliers know who you are. This is not a difficult prospect for you to find a private gondola to get you from point A to point B and back home. Looking, both of you are reasonably stressed.
Yes.
This has taken quite a bit out of you.
Yes, quite.
And truly, there are more than enough resources at hand to go and work these things out. I think a good bit of downtime is in order.
Yes, quite.
So, for the folks at home, downtime is a very literal phase of the game when it comes to Blades in the Dark. It is what allows you to get back stress. It allows you to have social situations with other players and with NPCs. And It's the decompression of all of the stress of the score. It is usually when they take stock of rep and coin, and also heat. We took care of that off camera, just so people know, and the lovers of Blades in the Dark, we are doing our homework. So, I think we can ask the question of both of you. Would you two like to have a conversation before working at your very separate vices? Because
Yeah.
in some situations, people can go and sort of blow off that steam together, get what they need together, but Sterling and Vivian have very different styles of blowing off steam.
Yep. Yes. Momo, can you remind me? Vivian's is it luxury or pleasure? I can't.
It is luxury.
Luxury. That's what I thought. So actually, I think Sterling's style, once they get home, he would say, darling, as much as we need to have a very long, in-depth conversation about what just happened this evening, would you mind if we save it for tomorrow evening and we can go over our options in full?
Oh. Lots to think about before we talk, huh?
Some preparations to be made, we'll say.
Okay. That's fine with me. She looks at you
And
very suspect. Like, what are you up
Yeah.
to?
so what Sterling would like to do in the morning, assuming that I don't wake up dead or shagged in the middle of the night, is head to a local flower shop, buy a bouquet, take a piece of stationery, and leave his darling wife a note, and make reservations at a nice restaurant because he knows that she likes nice things, and leave a note for her in the morning that says, 6 p.m., wear something nice, I am so sorry. And Sterling will have gone off to do what he does to de-stress, and that is put in community time at the local orphanages and children's centers.
Okay. Now, the local, I think in Silk Shore very specifically, there's no short supply of orphanages, poorhouses, places where people are in need. Now, I think you don't have a very specific NPC attached to this yet.
I do not think so. If you would like to make one, or would like me to make one, could. But yeah, I don't have anyone specific in mind for this. It's more of a general. I don't know if philanthropy is the right word because Sterling is not wealthy, but
It's volunteering.
donating time more than anything. Yeah.
So, I believe that, you head down to one of the local poorhouses and orphanage, and when you're within, you see all of the dusty, grubby, destitute individuals of Duskfall. And I'll ask, why is it that Sterling gives back like this? Why do you feel like this is what gives you back that energy, fortitude to do what you do night to night? Is this guilt? Is this reminding yourself that it can always be worse? Is it simply, if you help people in this way, you're balancing the scales back? How do you face innocence after carving a man just one night before?
Wonderful setup. So I think Sterling would be walking there, and would actually, on the way to walking to one of the poorhouses, would see, I don't know if friend is the right word, maybe even mentee is a better word for this person, but see Penny, who is this pickpocket who, while Penny is she, her, and Sterling is he, him, very much reminds him of himself, because Sterling grew up on the streets and in and out of orphanages and poorhouses himself. And it was that experience on the street that Sterling fell into the scoundrel's life. And I don't know if for Sterling, I don't even think Sterling knows if it's about saving people from that life or just looking out for people of that life through some kind of a survivor's guilt. But I think he feels an intense emotional and maybe even spiritual connection with the people who go through this, because no one was there to look after him. No one was there to mentor him when he was going through this. He had to make his own way, make a lot of compromises, get into a lot of trouble. And he wants to try to make sure that all of these kids have at least a little bit of light in the darkness. They won't have a headmistress or someone else that is going to abuse them or neglect them, that they have just kind of maybe a genuine friend or a light in their lives. And so Sterling would kind of give Penny a serious look, tell her stay out of trouble, but then kind of do it with a smile, and just kind of like give a little bit of encouragement to each of them when he sees them playing. Maybe he even like drops a few slugs being like coins, into outstretched hands. And then if he sees that there's any work that needs to be done, grab a broom or roll up his sleeves, grab a hammer, do some repair work, maybe fetch a few things, do some errands. And it just kind of gives him clarity of purpose and doing something good, or as good as you can do in this rotten city.
Yeah. You feel that sense of warmth. You feel the very distinct oneness with your neighborhood and your community, that you are making a difference and creating, if not a paternal figure, then at least a mentor figure for certain individuals. Penny is a lot like you in good and very distinctly bad ways. Penny has grown up without parents, without guidance, has had to steal, fight. Their hands are calloused. Their shoes are sturdy only by the merit that you've paid for them. Their meals come at the behest of others or pilfered. And this particular day, while you are serving food, making repairs, and passing off a small amount of money, you see something a little unfortunate And that is a brand new scar on Penny. Penny has a very wicked looking, healed now wound all across her jaw, coming from ear down to mouth. And there's not much to be said about it. You're doing your best. Duskval crushes, corrupts, and destroys things that are not strong enough. And you're not her parent. She can't live in the watchtower. And you just hope that her fingers are quick enough and her legs are strong enough to keep her out of the hands of the bluecoats or worse. So,
I think the only thing Sterling would say, and he'd probably do it on the way out rather than on the way in, is just kind of, in a gentle way, just kind of like tilt her head and just kind of say, care to share who gave you that one?
this wayfish young woman looks up to you and says, "It doesn't really matter."
Not yet.
I can't fight him, and I don't want you to. If it gets worse, I'll talk to you.
He'll just nod. I think nothing else is more appropriate at that point. And unfortunately, go on with their separate lives.
I'd like you to roll whatever
I think it'll be resolved. It'll do it automatically.
Yeah, your weakest quality. Oh yeah, roll 20 does it. Yeah, please roll your vice.
All right, we need big money, big money, big money.
Big money.
It was not big money. It was not
little
big
money.
money.
That was
It
quite literally
little
the
money.
least amount of money.
Guys, it was little money.
It was one. It was a one I rolled on my
It's not good, audience.
stress. It's not good. It was not good. It's very bad.
Maybe it's the new scar on Penny. Maybe it's the escalating danger. Or maybe it's directly the fact that your actions led to the death of a man yesterday. But you don't feel very relieved in this moment.
I think I will mix mechanics with thematics as I do. I think at that, Sterling would take his entire coin purse, everything he has on him, and in orphanages and workhouses, there are the corrupt administrators, and then there are the ones that genuinely care for the kids. I think Sterling would find one of them that actually cares, drop the entire bag of coins, and say, get them something nice, please. You don't need to tell them where it came from. And I'm going to use a coin to get an extra downtime activity and roll my vice again and hope I get something a little bit better.
That feels thematic. That hasn't cheapened the roll at all. That feels right. You've spent the coin. I would ask for that reroll.
Please. Okay, much better. I rolled a 4. Okay.
In all ways, when it comes to a society like the ones in the Dagger Isles, specifically Duskfall, where Leviathan blood is peddled by the leader, and the wealthy industrialists rule the day. Sometimes spending a little bit of money just makes you feel better. Like you're doing a good deed. It doesn't matter where that money came from, as long as it's being spent on the right people, right? That's how that works. Your wife didn't need that new dress, right? You didn't need that money to pay off a blue coat. Kids are going hungry. Or at least that's what you're telling yourself. So, you feel a little better. I think we'll zoom out and we're going to see what Vivian is doing this evening when it comes to her downtimes.
Morning, evening, all blends together.
It all is, yeah. There's a little bit less oppressive night for a few hours a day.
Yeah. I think it's incredibly thematic. How you brought up spending money sometimes just makes you feel good, because that's exactly what makes her feel good. But it's not money for needless things. Of course, she loves beautiful new dresses and hair ornaments and jewelry. Yes, this is all nice, but there's something, since they've been together, that she specifically, when she is feeling particularly stressed, will go out and shop for. And it's an all-day affair, always, with her.
Perfect. Perfect. So...
It is... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you head out into one of the, I would say, probably a different neighborhood, perhaps?
Oh, for sure.
Fantastic. Now, do you shop for things like fancy foods? Do you go to the theater? Do you head to a place where you can buy fine fabrics and tailored goods? Are you looking for a luxurious night in a bathhouse to soak away your troubles? What exactly are you trying to do?
It is fine furniture.
Fine furniture.
Yes. But typically followed up by, like any girly. That's not all. It's a day of looking for these pieces and then ending it with a nice night in the bathhouse. That is always nice. A relaxing bath, a little glass of wine. But yes, it's fine furniture. She's been stockpiling it for quite some time now.
Heading into Brightstone.
I love to be a Brightstone.
You head very specifically looking for some of the highest end of furniture purveyors, the finest upholsteries, the grandest, least pale woods from the Deadlands, and so on and so on, Eruvian silks. And you meet up with Ezel Rowan, your plug, as it were, for such finery. Ezel is an old widow, curvaceous, iron gray hair, incredible makeup, corset, always tutting, walking around in 4.5-inch heels.
I love her.
Just nails almost as long as her fingers themselves.
Diva.
Truly a diva. You walk in through the door. She says, "Darling, oh, Vivian,
Yes. Do you have something good for me?
You've come to me on a very fine day. I find myself in possession of the finest Eruvian furniture brought just on the train today. It comes in sparkling greens, floral patterns, pastels, deep jewel tones, whatever you would desire, but it is the biggest, most sensational piece for the season for the low, low price of exactly what I charge everyone else. What can I do for you today?
Well, and she, like clockwork, I think Miss Rowan here would see that every time she comes in, she has a little. It's almost like a planner. It's a small notebook, specific one, very small. I'm picturing A4 size, and it appears that she has a list. She has never told her what the list is for, but it's a list of specific goods that she wants. And she pulls it out. Well, you know I have been really wanting to complete this set, and she kind of taps on the notebook. Do you have any in the Eruvian furniture you got in? I was thinking, do you have like a men's like an armoire, a matching set? That's been on the list for a while.
I have brought in, of course, armoire, matching trunk, and an ottoman for trying on shoes, resting your feet, all in the exact same design. And, should you wish, and you know that she is so very much trying to upsell you, should you wish,
Of course.
there is a beautiful Chesterfield that goes along with it.
Really?
Yes, of course. And if you buy the entire set, I'll even throw in a throw pillow.
Oh, you are too kind. But, as you know, I'm a very specific woman on what I need.
Particular.
Setting up.
Discerning, yes. Of course.
She smiles like a trying to butter me up. But she loves her. She loves her. I think, and she goes down, the armoire would be lovely, and the trunk. You see, I have a vision here. And she pulls out, it's it folds out of the little notebook. And like, to a blueprint size. I was thinking, and it's a layout of a house. But it's not the clock tower. It's not the most... It's certainly not badly drawn, but it's not like architect level. And as she kind of shows her, it's a detailed out where furniture is. It's a layout of a house, like a family home. See right here in the bedroom, I need this here and this here. And there would not be room for all of that. So as much as I would enjoy that...
Are you thinking of settling down? Is that what all this is? Are you hanging up your hat? Is this for family?
She kind of... That's the goal. Yeah.
Oh, darling, I can, in no uncertain terms, provide exactly what you need. And she starts walking you through, like, I have designs from Severos that could fit in this room. I have designs from even far off distant the strangers of Tycheros, Eruvian designs, and I have of course fresh right, almost from the parlors of the immortal emperor himself. I have a wardrobe of your dreams. And she goes into this like exacting detail, and she is truly trying to fill this dream home of yours.
And I think she's a little hesitant once she's been called out, but the more she talks about it, the more excited she also, like, she opens up a little bit more of like, this is what I would want to do with this room. And I think what she does is she would know it by now. She goes to this woman very often. There is a spot that she has this furniture delivered. Just a little one-off place that she rents.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it might be clicking.
She
like,
does she does the very like tia, like abuela kind of very touchy, like she hovers a hand over your belly and she just says, "So when is it happening, and when can I get you the cradle?"
No, not now. That would be very dangerous. I wouldn't be able to go on jobs.
See, that's what I thought, but accidents happen, and Sterling is a very virile man. You can tell just by the jawline.
I would not disagree, but no, not yet. We haven't even spoken about that kind of thing. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. I've been squirreling away this furniture for as long, I don't know, since we got married.
She looks scandalized. Are we keeping a secret from your beloved? Is that what we're doing?
Well, the goal is... he didn't really grow up with a lot.
Oh.
And my goal is, when we're done with all of this, I want to be able to gift him a home. So he can't know. I don't care if he comes in here and questions you, which he shouldn't. But I wasn't here.
If I see Sterling Vale, the only thing that I am going to do is incite him to buy you something nice. He will hear not a word from me.
I do have in the plans, she does have a little ironed out room that could be a child's room. It's vague. It's like secondary bedroom, but she's notably
Is
kept
it a
very
hobby
empty.
room? Or is it...
No, it's like oddly empty.
I see, yes.
On her little notes.
Well, all right. She goes through all of the motions of trying to upsell you on this, that, and the other thing. The two of you connect a little bit over the fact that you're doing this very beautiful thing for your partner, and on the tail end of that, I would ask you for your vice roll, please.
Of course.
Just how much did she upsell you, and how much stress does that relieve?
I know. I opened up. I told her one of my secrets. Okay. Yeah. I rolled a 4.
Fantastic.
Which didn't clear all my stress, but I had a lot, to be fair.
I think we both had a lot.
You did.
We did. So
Fantastic. Okay. Well, Izel arranges for the delivery, of course. She ensures that there will be no damages through the rain-slick and oily streets of Duskfall of your new possessions. And on the tail end of that, seeing as you don't need to do another one, I will ask. You do have time for one more downtime. Is there something else that you would like to do? You don't need to recover.
No. Ooh, have we actually went through what you can do during a
Oh,
downtime?
that's interesting. Yeah, we could.
This might be a good opportunity.
I say your audience does not know that.
Audience,
seeing as
let's
this is
learn.
the very first time that we've played Blades in the Dark on this channel, downtimes can have a plethora of different effects. It can be used to acquire an asset, one-time special use items that can, be at the tier of what your gang is. You can go and get an expert or a gang member as a cohort for a short period of time. You can find yourself a vehicle, whether that's a gondola or one of the electro cars, or a train, or et cetera, or a service. It can be things like transportation from a smuggler, use of a warehouse for temporary storage. You can find a barrister for legal representation, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on and on. You can take part in long-term projects. Those things are exactly what you would think they are. You establish a clock for how long of a project you would like this to be. And you know what? Because of that. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think it can be mixed with Vice, but I think we're going to start a clock.
I can't believe you've done this.
And I think that clock
Okay.
is very distinctly going to be called Furnish Your Partner's Forever Home.
Aww.
Oh, it's a cute clock.
And in Blades in the Dark, sometimes you can have a little bit of whimsy and fun and cuteness, and it's all the more devastating when it falls apart.
Oh yeah.
So, I think this is going to be you can go ahead and mark it down that this clock exists, but this is going to be a 6-part clock that we can slowly tick away at for your long-term project when you have the time.
Of course. As for my other downtime, I have a thought, but tell me if it applies.
Yeah.
Moth did request quite a few things from us. Now there is gather an asset, and
There is.
they did suggest that the Lampblacks might be upset.
We really think the same, because my third downtime, I was going to do something Sterling's way of fixing this problem.
I was going to fix the Lampblacks. Love the couple behavior. They share the same couple brain.
Same brain cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You could go and acquire the simple assets that are for Moth, if you would like.
Yes. Is there a way? Maybe I don't know if I need to gather information on this, etc. Is there a gift or a service I could provide to the Lampblacks that may make them as a not that they're like blacklisting us, but just like a hey, I'm so sorry, like sending flowers to somebody, but their equivalent.
So the Lampblacks are a rather brutal organization, by and large. They are a gang. They do operate in the shadows. They have fairly harsh ties with certain individuals. What you could get, specifically Moth, who is your liaison, as a sort of show of good faith towards the Lampblacks, I think that it would make the most sense that Vivian would be able to provide space for them to work in. I think a consort role, in order to ensure that they have spaces to make their alchemical solutions, ply their trade, run further extortion rings, etc., etc. The things that they do, you can push a little bit further. I think the greatest gift that Vivian could provide is social clout.
Okay. Yes. She likes Moth. Moth is a sweet little creature in her mind. So she's upset that Moth is upset.
Yeah.
What kind of role would that be? What is my position?
So seeing as this is acquiring an asset, but in a very sort of roundabout way and being directly gifted to someone else, this will be a consort role.
Okay.
Thankfully, position effect, usually don't matter during downtime.
Oh yeah, that's
but
true.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
is. It is. I think. Yeah, we could treat it very much as a simple.
I have a partial.
Yeah, position and effect really don't tie in, do they?
Only if
No.
something has inherent risk to it, but yeah, usually during downtime, the position effects don't matter that much.
Perfect. Well, with a 5, that is a success on anything other than desperate, in which case it would still succeed, but with a complication. So, you create working space within the brothels. Sex workers offer up rooms for them to, lay low. You start a very tenuous but a nascent working relationship between the Lampblacks and the brothels of Silkshore.
Wonderful. And of course the attached little the goggles, the gloves, and the rug. I think it would arrive with very cute, like the goggles and the gloves, the smaller items would arrive on their doorstep by parcel in a very cute little black box with a red velvet ribbon tied around it, and the rug would soon follow after. It's a rug with fibers that are incredibly washable and a dark color. Experiments blood and all types of things.
That is such a just in case there's a next time kind of gift. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's incredible.
Sure,
Yeah.
maybe they spill something on their rug.
Maybe they spill something on the rug. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yay!
No, I'm into it.
Mom.
I'm into it. Moth accepts the gift. You get a very sweet note back, delivered by a porter, and it's got a little moth stamp at the very bottom of it, and it just says, "Thank you so much for the gift. Your husband is still a jerk."
I love Moth. Moth is adorable.
And yeah, so that is curtains on Silhouette's downtimes.
Indeed.
So we will zoom back in. We will switch the camera focus to, once again, Sterling. So, is there anything in particular that you would like to accomplish?
Yes. There's a few things, but given Moth's very unhappiness and words of warning of having to deal with someone higher at the Lampblacks, Sterling does not want to be bent over a barrel and owe the Lampblacks anything. But Sterling is very much aware that in Crowsfoot, where the Lampblacks are from, there is a little bit of a war brewing, more overtly between the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes. The Red Sashes being the kind of rich Nepo baby children of former and current Aruvian diplomats, but also the Crows, the current ward bosses of Crowsfoot, who have their own little internal civil war. I think everyone on the street would know that much. And I think what Sterling wants to do to make it up to the Lampblacks, and hoping that Bazo Baz, the leader of the Lampblacks, doesn't one day show up at their doorstep, literally or figuratively, is deliver a gift. And what Sterling would like to do is find out the places of importance that the leader of the Red Sashes goes. So Sterling wants to essentially do a stakeout. This is a long-term project. This is not going to be one go. But basically stake out my Lyra Clev, I think that's how you say her name, her movements, her associates, her home, if she ends up going somewhere, and knowing that it will take time, but essentially wants to deliver a dossier on her to the Lampblacks in anticipation that they may lean on Sterling for a favor, and that would be a very big favor to hand them.
So, to get this straight, you intend to shadow and follow all of the movements, goings on, and at least visible dealings of Mylira Clev, the shrewd and very ruthless leader of the Red Sashes, in no uncertain terms, shadowy group of master sword fighters.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that this will be...
You're going to say an 8-tick clock.
This has got to be an 8-tick clock. This has to be an 8-tick clock. I thought about 10.
Me when it's an 8-tick clock.
But yeah, we'll let's you are, so I guess this would be a preliminary investigation into Mylira.
Yes. So I was saying if I'm doing a stakeout, it would be prowl. If I need to do research, it's going to be study. I don't have any study because that's not Sterling's thing. So I think Sterling, it's literally just going to be staking out and following, which I'm hoping you will allow me to use prowl for. But you tell me if you feel otherwise.
It's definitely prowl. And I think this is at its very beginning, just risky with limited effect. You're going off of very little other than the public knowledge of the Red Sashes. You don't really know where Mylira lives. You don't really know how they operate. You understand who they are, and you likely have a description of what they look like. Other than that, you don't have much.
It's a new investigation.
It is a new investigation. So
I'm going to add a clock to my sheet, though, and Mylira Clev dossier, I guess.
Yeah, I put Mylira blackmail on my end.
Yeah. Yeah. Compromat. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's roll it. Partial success.
A partial success. You fill 2 segments.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. To put a little bit of mustard on it, Mylira is not the least accessible person in Duskfall. They're a public figure. They run a sword school. There is a fair amount of open information on them. Your preliminary investigations don't even involve going and tailing them physically. You merely do your research, talk to some associates, and they are willing to divest a few things to you. Now, we'll see what that turns into later on. And that would be your last downtime.
Yes, it would. And now I'm hoping for free play I can meet my wife for dinner.
With thoughts of a forever home and a wonderful, stress-free dinner dancing through the minds of these 2 lovers, I have rolled an entanglement due to the sheer amount of heat that you have generated.
Yes.
I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe this.
An entanglement is something that happens when you have generated enough heat within Duskfall for the people at home. And at the level that they have, there are certain complications that can occur. You are both sitting within your home, the watchtower. You're on the 3rd floor, enjoying your evening, perhaps getting ready to leave. And you hear a sharp rapping upon the window outside.
On the window?
On the window. The boarded up window that is outside.
Has anyone ever done that before? Communicated that way with us?
No one knows that you live here.
I hate this.
In fact, you have quite literally the hidden quality on your lair.
Yeah.
No
We do.
one knows you live here.
Sterling would give Vivian a sharp look, and then he's like, fixing his tie, buttoning his cufflinks, and then hears that, gives her a look, reaches into perhaps a literal sock drawer, and pulls out a pistol and goes to look at the window.
I'll peek through, like, probably if there's a little hallway or something, she just kind of peeks around to see him and see, kind of watch.
Sterling, you walk up to the window, pistol in hand. You look outside into the murk and the night. Sometimes, just sometimes, a noise is just a noise. And an odd circumstance can just happen within Duskfall. Strange rappings. You take a few moments and you examine the outside window. There is a deep rake of claw marks. And the distinct sulfurous, tinny ozone smell of electroplasmic residue on the outside. You have a sudden fear. You've been attuning a little bit more lately. The death of a man can bring you very close to the ghost field. And you have had a visitor.
Sterling is going to very quickly, as lurks do have, grab his Spirit Bane charm and grip it in one hand, realizing that if the wardens didn't do their job, this could be even the spirit of Whisper. Likely not. They probably found his body, but there are tales of spirits who come back to haunt their killers, and that thought goes into Sterling's mind. But it could be any spirit that's in the city. Sterling will close the window and look at Vivian. And for a second, he considers lying to her out of kindness. But their relationship isn't built like that. And he will just kind of quietly sigh and say, "I'm sorry, dear. I think I might have really attracted some attention this time."
Like the ghost variety.
Yes, I think we may need to find a Whisper in the near future. I'm
Alright.
so sorry.
It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm not upset.
Yes, just keep the doors locked tight and be careful walking alone at night. Apart from that, business as usual, unfortunately.
If the problem is a ghost, or whatever it is, how is any place safe, really?
I wish I understood more about the ghost field than I do. Alas, I am a simple thief.
You're not simple at all. She kind of strokes your cheek.
He smiles. Do you need me to zip you up?
Still not. This is only hilarious to think about because that means that she had like her little dress was on, but then the back wasn't zipped, so she was just like holding it up but peeking around the corner, waiting
Yeah.
for you to check.
Half zipped with a ghost at the window is very
Yeah.
Blades.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right.
He'll zip you up and just kind of lightly brush your shoulders, just kind of like a slightly romantic but also comforting, like, we'll get through this.
It won't be like this forever, you know.
What? I mean, I hope not, but it's not so bad, is it?
Being hunted by ghosts and rolling up bodies in rugs.
Tuesday in the city. At least the dwellings are nice. And he kind of gestures to their abode.
That's because I've made it nice.
You're good at that.
I only mean that the work is fine as is, but our skills could be used in other ways.
Yes, I, given the opportunity, wouldn't mind a little bit of a quieter profession.
It would be nice.
Your talents can be used in any field, really.
I know.
My wife has a notion.
I do.
Does she know about your outings to the orphanages?
I think so. I don't think his past from the street is a secret. I don't think he would have delved super deep into the trauma, but I don't think that
Yeah.
would be a secret from her.
Besides, think about it. If we put both of our skills to... I don't know if more honest work is the right way to say it, because let's be honest, nobody in Brightstone or White Crown are very honest, but they make a lot more money doing what they do. Be much easier to take care of the orphanages you go to.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm sure despite our stated goal of saving Pell, Ruskin, Dunville from assassination, I'm sure in one way or another they've done things that deserve to get them killed. But it'd be nice to pretend otherwise for a while.
I mean, by that notion, we've done things that people could say the same.
Unfortunately.
But maybe sometimes the difference is knowing that you are doing something wrong.
No illusions about our profession, my dear. Just the hopes that we can balance the scales.
And who knows, maybe you could build an orphanage one day.
He kind of looks like it was a joke, but then, serious.
Why not?
He kind of like looks over to their bed and is like, I don't think I have quite that many slugs hidden under the mattress.
No, not yet, not yet. Just something to aspire to. Something good to look forward to.
Okay.
You know, when we're horribly rich with too much money on our hands and we want to spend it, we can spend it on good things.
Yeah. Like orphanages, or he looks around and at the furnishings that Vivian has acquired over the years. Good drink, good furnishings, nice
Mhm.
dresses.
All of those things, yes.
Shall we walk to dinner and discuss the disaster that was last night and hopefully make a better one?
I think now is the perfect time.
I'll ask you too if there is an ulterior motive for the evening, or if it is simply an evening out.
Just an evening out
Just an evening out.
was what Sterling had in mind. Unfortunately, there's not enough downtime for investigations that we want to be done. There were other needed things, but there always must be couple time.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. The two of you head out to a beautiful dinner paid for with the ill-gotten gains of your life of crime. And I'll ask, did you actually want to have your conversation in the restaurant?
I think most of the sensitive bits will happen on the way to the restaurant,
Okay.
given that they don't want to attract that kind of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Sterling would start off. Next time, the interrogation will not involve cutting. That was perhaps ambitious. I'm sorry.
It's all right. In truth, we probably shouldn't have been involved at all.
You know I hate killing.
I know. I don't like it much either.
You recall, thanks to your wonderful work on that night when we found the ledger to begin with, that there was a fourth name that was torn out of the book.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get the words out entirely, but it sounded like he was saying that the fourth target was actually the Emperor, right as the spirit was crushing his throat. And then there's something I haven't told you yet. The spirit told me to stop investigating.
Okay. I
So,
assume something bad will happen if we continue then, so we should listen.
that's one option. Yes, something undead is telling us to stop investigating the assassination of 3 people, with the only relation that we know of being a appreciator of antiquities. But the link has to be more than that. So we could do nothing, let these people be assassinated, and keep the undead out of our lives. Or
Or
He just
What if we compromise?
okay.
It said to stop messing around, therefore, probably means we shouldn't be involved and we shouldn't stop what's going to happen. So, what if before we decide what we're going to do further, we try and learn more about these people individually?
Darling, I love you so much. Stole the words right out of my mouth.
Well, what can I say? Let's do that with the information I got from the madam of how they're all sort of connected.
Oh, you have information as well.
Oh, that's right. I don't think I got to tell you, did I?
No, you were stuck in the brothel for a bit longer for comfort. If I heard a scream, I would have been sent to the rescue.
Well, let me see. I think I wrote it down. I think I was good and I wrote it down, but we'll see.
For audience, I need y'all to know this is what my notes from that session look
That's
like.
incredible. That looks like a madman scribble.
A madman wrote. It is in every direction I have written for this session, and I put them in little binder.
Love that.
If I can decipher this. So I might have to tell you what I don't remember. How are they connected? She told me. I think it was Sister.
What was the
I don't know.
specific question that you had?
How the three were connected that the
she
madam
told-
had told
Yeah,
us.
she told me how the three were connected, and unfortunately, this is a madman scribbles.
They
What was
were
I doing?
all philanthropists that were pushing for city council reform within Duskfall to
That's
basically
right.
institute a new
people.
government. They were altruists in at least reputation.
But
Oh,
that also
no.
lines up with what we know about Moira Pell, at least, because she gives to the poor. So it's entirely possible that that's actually true.
Yes. Okay. So she would say, "Thank you for the save."
Well, it seems all of them are in some way or another philanthropists, very altruistic people, all connected, have done dealings at some point with the other, even if offhandedly. Supposedly good people who want to reform.
Well, as we just discussed, no good people in Duskfall. But Moira Pell is a known philanthropist who gives away food to the poor, and it's hard not to do that out of the goodness of your own heart. So, is it possible that there are actually good people in Duskfall who are going to be assassinated?
Well, better than most. More good than bad. I think we could maybe agree on that.
Balance scales tip in the good direction, yes. Well,
I think.
so compromise for you, me, and whatever ghosties are listen. Investigate. I
So-
believe go ahead.
If they're all actually good people. Oh, I hate this.
You know why someone would want a bunch of good people killed.
I know, that's why I hate this.
Yes.
But
Well,
then if the fourth is the Emperor, is the Emperor even a good person? We don't even know the...
I have a theory.
Oh.
If the three of them actually wish to bring about a change to the city and a new government, they could not possibly do that while the Emperor lives. It seems more foolish to me to try to kill the Emperor, but I don't know. Maybe that's the connection.
Wait a minute. I'm going to sound like a crazy person,
Okay.
but just bear with me on that. What if
Her breaking out her string.
if they're all good people and they want reform, and they can't do that without the Emperor being dead? In theory. And we know exactly how these people are going to die. That seems pretty planned out. What if they're in on it? What if they're not going to be killed at all and it's all staged? To make the Emperor think that his opponents are getting out of his... I'm using his. I don't know if the Emperor's a man or woman or otherwise. If they have gender at all. It doesn't matter. What if... Then they think their enemies are dead, open for assassination.
She's like waving her hands. What?
He would smile, say, it does sound a bit mad, but it is possible. Still, your proposed compromise option does seem to be the best. We know the order of assassination, Pell, Rusk, Dunville. And we research in that order.
Yes. If we spend enough time talking to them, I could probably sift out if they're horribly honest or not.
I do think you have a way with people. Unlike me, I just fall face first into their breasts.
Or kill them. A man of multitudes. Truly you are.
Well, at least I didn't kill the madam.
I'm glad you didn't.
Well, enough business. Pleasure now. To dinner we
Indeed.
go.
You two have your wonderful dinner. It is filled with good food, good wine, not the eel pies and mushroom stews. That is the usual Duskvalian fare.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Imported goods, a little bit of finery, only the best for Vivian Vale and her betrothed, truly. But just as quickly as it starts, it is over. And we sit now at the end of a beautiful evening, a stark contrast to the horrifying one that you had had the night before, and you two get a pinned letter upon your door that you see when you arrive home. It has the telltale wax stamp of Corin, and it seems as if Corin would like to be in touch.
I really don't like that people are figuring out where we live.
I know. I don't like it either.
I think it was established that Corin did know where you had lived, but that was
No,
it.
no,
the
I
only
know.
Yeah, I think
No,
he was
no,
the only one.
Yeah, Sterling more referencing that plus the ghost. It's like 0 is too many, 2 is way too many, but
The host be knowing. Too much.
let me change out of this into something a little bit more mobile, flexible, and let's grab the gear, shall we, darling?
I suppose we shall.
You change into more appropriate attire. You open up the letter, and it simply says, "There have been developments. You should attend the Lantern Archive as soon as you can, and we should discuss what the next step forward is. C."
head on down to the Lantern Archive, see what Mr. C has in store for us this evening.
The two of you head down to the Lantern Archive, that squat little building filled with stacks of books and dusty shelves. Corin, his Weasley, shrewish, bespectacled self, is waiting for you. And he immediately takes you into the back room of the archive. Shadow, Silhouette, it's good to see you.
You as well.
She nods her head.
You took care of your little entanglement?
Didn't go well, but yes.
I see. Little of my business. I just thought it was best that you did. I've done a little bit of digging. I believe, after liaising with a few of my peers, there's two separate mentions of our good friends, Moira and Lord Dunval, that they will be taken out through spiritual means. One, Miss Moira will be taken out by a spiritual sickness. The other is supposed to be an industrial accident. All right, well, industrial accidents are unfortunately easy to fabricate when the perpetrator is a ghost.
Yes. Of course, that makes sense.
This led me down a very distinct path. Sister Moira Pell, her church, it has wards, proper wards. They keep out spirits. How do they plan on getting to her? I have a lead. And the same as last time, this suspiciously well-informed man pulls out a map that has a church upon it. At the very top, it says the Hollow Choir. You see what appears to be one of the old cult headquarters that have been flushed out by the Church of Ecstasy back in the day during the different inquisitions to remove any of the mentions of the forgotten gods of Duskfall and the Dagger Isles and the world. Now, there's been rumors about this place for a long time. Mad experiments, spirits that can walk through wards, possessed servants. I think they're going to use bound spirits to bypass wards and get in and out. If I'm correct, and I usually am, I am going to need a pair of infiltrators to get in, destroy their claim tags, and very, very much get me a sample of what their work is.
Well, we are clandestine individuals, but not necessarily the best at fighting bound spirits.
I'm coming with you.
Oh. Really?
I would like this to be the start of something between you two and my people.
Your people.
What do you
Yes.
mean by that?
I can't say more until we finish this. I've been told that we can't trust you yet.
Okay. Sure.
But there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of influence. There's a certain amount of security that comes with running with, well, my crew. And the reality is, I'm a whisper. And I can do what needs to be done. But I'm going to need someone who can get us in, convince them that we are there to worship, to pray. Silhouette, I know you like to play dress up. So you're going to be Sister Silhouette this night from a sister branch of the Hollow Choir.
Oh, so fun.
And Shadow, you're going to do exactly the things that you always do. And he starts pointing out points on the map. These rooms here are where I believe that they're doing their experimentations, if the man that we have on the inside is to be believed. And right here, and then he points. That specifically should house the man that I need to get eyes on. We aren't sure who's behind all of this yet, but I think it runs a little bit deeper than any of us thought.
Deeper than some of us thought.
So it seems.
Well, what do you say, Silhouette? Does the Umbra trust?
Might be fun.
Will be fun. Might be lethal. Guess we'll find out.
I think we can start having a little bit more of a open relationship after this point.
Oh,
Well,
like that, huh?
only for business, my friend.
Yes, I don't wish to
We're
be
joking.
entangled with you. I simply... There are things that I've been holding from you for some time, but
Oh, the feeling is mutual.
I think that there's been a few escalations that are going to lead to us needing to work together in a more open capacity. And if that is to happen, then, well, I think this is going to be the final check mark on the audit sheet when it comes to us and you.
Well, I hope you drop a big piece of information and we'll do the same, assuming all three of us get out of this alive.
You will.
Yes. Well then, I do think that it is time for us to away for a time, and then I will join you when we are ready.
See you soon.
See you soon. So,
As sorry, I was say as we're walking away, just before we continue, Sterling would just kind of ask Vivian, "Do we trust him?"
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't trust him. If he comes through, I'll give him the hint about the spirit. If he comes through in a big way, I'll tell him what the spirit said. Otherwise, he can go fuck himself like the rest of this city.
Right.
Let's go.
the Hollow Choir is both the name of the location and the name of the organization. Now, I think that between the two of you, there is a certain amount of information that you would know. Seeing as Blades in the Dark is not a game of preparations and endless information gathering, etc., etc. The Hollow Choir is a group that worships one of the many forgotten gods of Duskfall. Now, there is a little bit of mystery surrounding specifically which one, but there's a very dangerous fact. They are implementers of hulls. A hull is a spirit-bound, spark-fueled construct. They're hard to bypass, they are tireless, and it's an echo of a living self that has been trapped in a metal body and forced into servitude. It is all that remains of a spirit ripped from a body. So, the fact is that you know that that is going to be the biggest obstacle. With that in mind, is there anything that the two of you would like to do, say, or prepare before the engagement roll? Before we leave free play.
I don't believe so. Do you have anything? Frank?
Sorry, I realized I was muted. I was trying to think if there was something I would do gather information for, but I don't even know what I would do gather information on. So no, I don't think so. I think we'll get right to it.
Okay. So, I feel as if you have been given a fairly large boon in this engagement role. You have the assistance of a cohort. You are in possession of a set of blueprints, the map for the location that you are setting into. And the Hollow Choir is a fairly notorious organization, which you have a decent amount of intel upon. So, I think the engagement roll is going to be 2D. Now, since it was Sterling that rolled the last engagement roll, if I'm not mistaken,
It was.
I am thinking that this time, please, Miss Vivian Vale, if I could get you to roll that engagement.
I could do that. Yes. Yes, I could. Bloop. Bloop. Let me go to the crew sheet.
Unfortunately, second story does not apply to this, I don't think. Because I think we're doing social infiltration rather than, but I don't know.
Normal amount of dice. Yes.
2 dice.
2. Okay. 2. Submit.
Hey,
6.
controlled position.
Vivian, can you please describe for me? You've been given the reins as to how you would like to dress yourself and the persona that you are going to put on as a representative from a sister location for the Hollowed Choir. What do you look like coming in this cultist chic?
This is important. This is important. One thing about me, I know nothing about. Momo knows nothing about where my cult is from, so we're gonna make it up.
There is zero information in the book about the aesthetic of the Hollowed Choir, and thus the reins are in your hands, and we can assume accuracy.
Sweet.
LFG. So I'm picturing it is. They wear all white. And typically, I am picturing a high-necked white dress that has a belt, like a billowing sleeve, a bell sleeve that, oh man, you would think fashion is my thing. I would know the type of sleeve. It's a bell sleeve that then has a tight piece down here at the wrist. And then it kind of cascades down. And this is, regardless of gender, what all of them wear. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
With a black circle on the chest, as they are the Hollowed Choir.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yep, we like that. We like that.
Yes. Yes. Hair is tied, typically wrapped back. So, the only thing you would be able to... It is very akin to what you would see perhaps a Catholic nun wear, but it is instead... It is tightly wrapped back. So you can see probably just her, like, little widow's peak of black hair. Maybe one tiny black curl coming down that's a little shorter. With a little white piece of fabric that holds it all back. And it is almost cascading down the back a little white veil that is sheer and goes to about mid-back. Yes.
Love this.
This is the garb.
Tremendous.
So good.
Tremendous.
It's a bit cunty, actually.
It's a little cunty. Ah, the cult. Okay, well, fantastic. The cult of the Hollowed Choir is a little cunty. So, in your garb, you see a very large, austere building. On the record, the Church of the Hollowed Choir does not actually operate as a church, as far as the records of Duskfall say. It's a warehouse in some documents. It is a social parlor in other documents, but the reality is that it's still a church. There are minarets, stained glass, large double doors of banded iron and wood, and shockingly, as you stand here, I did forget to mention the neighborhood, the district that this place operates in, and the district is, as I pull up the exact
Prediction, 6 towers.
Yeah, you're predicting 6 towers. Char Hollow.
Okay.
It is a noisy, cramped, sweltering environment, perfect for hiding a old abandoned church in. So, this gigantic austere building has electroplasmic lights. It has running power, proper lighting, and walk up to the front. Sterling, you're wearing, I'm assuming, appropriately tailored apparel in the same
similar
vein.
garb to my wife.
As is Corin. Corin is also attending. He has the exact same garb on. There is only one thing that he needed to do before any of you went in, and that is a very quick attunement with the ghost field before anything even happened. He kisses a spirit charm, and then tucks it away. And you get up to the front. This isn't a guarded place. This is a fairly public affair. Any issues are dealt with in-house. And so, Vivian, you walk inside. You're supposed to make the introductions and help infiltrate. Get eyes on this patriarch of the church. And perhaps make a distraction for Sterling to go and disrupt these experiments. And so, you have your very first interaction. A Hull who is attended by a member of the clergy walks up, which seems a very routine thing. He clocks you as soon as you walk in. Now, this Hull is a shocking sight. All gears, servos, tubes, hydraulics, steam running out from condensation units on the back for cooling, hisses, and a half flesh, half gearwork mouth slowly crooks open, lets out a silent sigh, and crooks back closed, a horrifying visage. And standing beside him is a member of the clergy. And he simply says, "Hello, sister!"
She bows her head.
An unfamiliar face in a very familiar place. It is fantastic to see you this evening. I did not know that we were expecting any other choristers for a few months now. And you. And then he looks to Corin and says, "Brother, it's good to see you again. Now, what's your business this evening? Why have you come to attend us? Is there a sermon to be given? Are you making a delivery? Are you picking something up? What are you?" And then he looks, and the little notes and accents on your garb, the notes that Corin gave you, have clearly, due to the engagement roll being so high, given you just a crumb of authority and seniority, it would seem.
Oh.
Yes.
He says, "So, sister, what's the great honor this evening? Why have you attended us?"
And she bows her head again. As I believe picking up on what's going on and perhaps doing research. I assume a little bit they had to. The hallowed choir, if you were of higher status, we don't look each other in the eyes.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Eyes on the ground.
she's right. And she doesn't look. She instead turns her little veil that she has behind her forward. We build the flavor. The soup. We're building the soup.
I have delightful news to share. And I wish to deliver it in person with you, Yusi, and all attending.
All attending? Are we holding mass?
I believe it is important, yes.
Oh.
Would you ever so mind?
My dear, mask, femme.
You are looking at an androgynous individual, very clearly someone who would subscribe to they/them pronouns.
I've now considered a question. A person of faith. You could. Would they prefer brother, sister, or is there another term we could use?
I've never even thought about this.
I know. Me too.
Brother, sister. I am actually going
Practitioner?
to. I think I'm going to look up.
Yeah. Guys.
We're learning in real time.
Presented with new information. In a faith, what would you do here? The best I have
Disciple.
is practitioner. A disciple.
Disciple.
My disciple. Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
My brother, my sister, my disciple. Wonderful. We learn.
My disciple, if you would not mind. I would not wish to trouble anyone here. But I believe it important.
Of course, sister. It would be quite the undertaking to gather the entire clergy and on such short notice. But
Well, please do not stress. Perhaps. All are important under the faith. But I would not bother our fresh disciples. Perhaps more experienced members of the faith. That might ease the burden of having to call everyone.
I would like you to make a roll.
Fly
And
by the seat of my pants.
I feel like you could make an argument for whichever skill you'd like.
Yeah. Me.
Consort sway.
Consort or sway makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me. Sway is charm, logic, deception, manipulation. But I am acting as if we are friends here. We are
Yeah, that's why I
of the
say.
same faith.
Yeah,
I think that's consort.
Consort
I think
or
that's the
sway really do feel both appropriate.
Yeah.
In this instance.
Yeah.
And they're both the same mark. For me, they're both 2 pippers.
Right.
2 pippers.
Okay. I think this would be, well, I mean, it is controlled and will have a standard effect.
Controlled standard.
Okay.
Why am I so nervous? I might push myself.
You're going to push yourself.
Already?
It's
One
a
thing
first
about me-
it's a first impression. I could see the merit in it.
Okay.
I
It's
could see it.
important. It's your first, because this.
Sets the
If
tone.
this goes wrong, yeah, it sets the tone. This is
Sometimes
the tone setter.
sometimes the first thing that you do in an evening can be the most important.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Okay. Let us ball.
Success.
A 6. We have a success. For the audience, I rolled a 2, a 6, and a 3.
The disciple looks to you and they say, of course, in the name of the empty vessel, your will be done, sister. And they whisper into what is very clearly some sort of charm on their wrist, and the hull goes and stands by the door, the main door, and then they shuffle off.
Okay. That's good. This is good. She gives a glance, like a, we did it.
We're in.
Hacker voice, I'm in.
There is sort of a very pregnant silence that fills the room. You see shuffling adherents. You hear the murmurs and whispers of prayers and the faithful moving from one place to another. You see the telltale signs of smuggled, illegal spirits being held and transferred from one room to another. They don't seem to have a problem, and they have not stopped any of their goings-on, especially after being approached when they see both of you. And Corin looks to you both and says, "All right, I'm going to go with Sterling. Shadow, Silhouette. If you would go and find the master of this place, at least get eyes on and see if he will attend this sermon. I think we can make off like bandits here."
She nods.
Of course. We should be good.
Right. And we will split to Sterling. And I will ask, what is your first move?
So we know where these. Do we know where these devices are that I need to sabotage?
You do. There was 3 rooms.
3 rooms. Do you GM have descriptions of the different rooms that they're in? You can pick one at random. Otherwise,
They are
where I would be
they are
going.
nigh identical, as spiritual experimentation rooms can be. They are quite literally rooms being used to distill down spirits that are capable of piercing wards.
Okay. And is this place? This place is large, austere, big.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like in a basement, on second floor,
so-
first floor.
This place is very reminiscent of a Catholic style church. So
Yep,
the
yep.
vast majority of it is all on the main floor or on a higher floor. But everything that you are looking for is on the first floor. There are cloistered areas that are in the outermost rim of this place.
Got it.
You're looking at a gigantic church that very likely sits, near the same size as any of the Church of the Cult of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. It's going to be quite a jaunt. The biggest problem that you're going to run into is that this is going to be a marathon of lockpicking, identification, and also prowling from one place to another. The first shouldn't be a large problem. If Silhouette does what she needs to do, much of the congregation will be meeting in the main prayer chamber.
Yes.
The next, you're going to be carrying your ill-gotten goods. The third, you'll have even more ill-gotten goods that you are carrying and trying to get from one place to another. Not to mention whatever Corin is attempting to do.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's far more the magnitude of the effort and not so much the identification of what you need.
Okay. I would like to go to, obviously not inside first, the outside of one of these rooms and see, how many people are on the door. Does it look like people are actually guarding what's inside each of these rooms?
There are no guards, but there are hulls that wander through the halls. The problematic part seems to be that these rooms are locked. And you don't know what the hulls are going to do if they see someone picking a lock.
Yeah. Or this place is arcane. These might be warded.
That too.
Okay. Sorry, I know I'm asking a lot of clarifying questions before I decide how I want to approach this.
Please, no. All the clarifying questions are fine. We are in the action.
How crowded is this area? Like, if I am... Basically, what I'm trying to figure out, is it better to blend in with people, just kind of bumping shoulders with people and blend and being stealthy that way? Or is this, if I'm trying to be stealthy, I should be hiding behind pews and things of that nature?
You have the benefit of disguise, and thus hiding in plain sight is a large possibility.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There are people milling about. You've seen perhaps 24 separate individuals since you have walked through the doors. There is a regular flow of traffic. People are moving from one room to another. They are bringing prayer books, and they are bringing, there's meals being had. Okay. There's et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, I have a plan. I'm going to whisper to Corin. Stick close. Don't draw attention to yourself, and please keep an eye on those hulls for me.
Corin pulls out from a hidden pocket inside of the robes that he wears a fine spirit mask. One that is nearly the same as those worn by the spirit wardens, a brass death mask of some sort of deceased individual. And you see a very slim sliver of electroplasmic light go across the eyes and then go dim. And Corin simply says, "I'm watching."
I'm going to sneak my way to get close to the door, not suspiciously so at first, but what I want to do is time my lock picking so that hopefully, if my instincts are correct, people will be looking away when I open the door, and then slide ourselves inside and close the door before anyone turns back in our direction. And as I'm doing that, I want to say to Corin, can you see if this lock is warded with that mask?
He pauses. He looks down. It's a simple lock.
All right, so I guess I'm going to use Prowl as a setup for finessing lockpicks to get through, because I want to do this when no one is looking, and then pick the locks as quickly as possible.
You can consider that a risky with a great effect.
Okay. Going to know if I'm seen or not, but let's hope. Okay, so the prowl is a success. And now for the finesse, I am going to push myself.
Okay.
Please. I have failed my finesse.
I can't believe you've done this.
At least I'm not seen while doing it, in theory.
You haven't been seen. The lock is, unfortunately, a little bit too complicated for you. It may not be warded, but it is quite a severe piece of mechanical technology. Gives you a bit of a pause. Cultists aren't usually masters at keeping things as secure as you're seeing here. And if you would like, you could break the lock. You could retry this at a more desperate effect.
I know.
Desperate position, sorry.
Desperate position. Yeah, because as much as I would like to break the lock, Sterling is not good at that, and I do not have the tools to do that, as I am not a. What class is that does that well?
Cutter?
Or
isn't it? Hound?
Or a leech.
I'm
not
right.
A leech. So yes, I will try it again. I will try it again from a desperate, but I'll say to Corin, this security is quite severe. And I'm going to try it one more time. Desperate with great. Please, pretty please. Pretty please. That's a success.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. You feel the telltale rumble, rumble, click. Rumble, rumble, click of the pins setting into place. And you hope you're being fast enough. And unfortunately, this is going to have to be an incredibly quick smash and grab. Because as you are opening the door, you see a hull walk around the corner, see you, lockpicks in hand, and it is moving towards you.
Oh boy.
I think on the back of that, we are going to move back to Vivian.
No, that's not good.
So, Vivian, you have a few things that you could do. You could go and scout out more of the church. You could make nice with a few of the disciples here, or you could go and try to find that patriarch.
What is the patriarch called? Just the patriarch?
You don't know the name. That was the problem that Corin had. He knows that where their chambers are, but their name is hitherto unknown.
Like their personal name or their title?
The personal name is completely unknown. The patriarch is the name that they go by.
Okay. I assume there are some disciples milling about.
There's a few dozen that have passed you by. It's a fairly busy church. It's about as busy as any other religious institution during mid morn dusk kind of.
Are there any? She would like to assist. Maybe some of the what might look like, fresher faces, maybe some of the younger disciples. If they're maybe, I'm assuming, maybe they're the ones that light the candles in the morning and put out the incense and, very menial tasks probably that are given to members of lower status in the faith until they make their way up, all very essential things, but
Oh, the new sister would like to go and assist the lower
yes, she would.
Apostles of this. Okay, I see.
Yes, she would.
Okay, fantastic. Is there a ulterior motive to this? Are you trying to glean a bit of information about the patriarch?
Of course.
Of course, of course. It's not out of the kindness of your
I'm
heart.
just a kind soul.
Yes, you just love lighting candles. You're doing it for the love of the game.
I remember when I too was.
Of course. Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing so much better than Sterling at this point. I would hate to say that you weren't in a controlled position still. I think it'll be a controlled with a standard effect.
All right. All right.
And it would be
a
consort.
swag?
I would say consort.
consort
Yeah,
swag?
they
Okay.
until they are suspicious.
on
I
friend.
think that they think that you're a not just a friend, but a superior.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're so right for that. You're so right for that. A partial. I got double fours.
Okay.
It's a partial. Partial.
So you've decided to go and make nice with the lowest rung of the hollow choir.
Yes.
A few of the conversations seem very blasé. Simple. Yes, of course. No, the new wax is coming through. It's being used out of eel oil. Like, haven't you heard? And of course. No, I really prefer it. The smell isn't so bad. No, the new incense that came in from Severos has been fantastic. And then you start to pry, and you push them a little bit for information on the patriarch. And you get a chill up your spine as one of the disciples is sitting, lighting candles with you in one of the cloisters. And they say, you know that the patriarch is going to be harvesting this evening, right? That's why you're here, correct?
She bows her head, as they do.
So they have discussed what that means to you, yes? I'm sorry, we've not met yet. Are you new?
I've been here for a few months now.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have.
And I remember my first time. What was it like for you, my dear?
The empty one gave us visions of the Deadlands and what is beyond, of course, as is written in scripture. And when the blood of the innocent ones was spilled, we understood that it was for the greater good, and that it would help us reclaim what is beyond our barrier and push back against the dark. We sit inside of what they call the ghost field, but we let them in and we control them. And tonight, I'm going to be given a gift.
And she keeps her head bowed, but she smiles.
That is quite the blessing. I'm sure you are excited.
I am to be a spear. I will help pierce the veil. And I will bring us to a greater tomorrow. And the patriarch says that I'm going to be a tool that will help bring down the bastard king that rules us.
And she reaches a hand out, very gently, not in a bad way, but like I'm so happy for you, kind of very gently touches the wrist.
That is a great honor.
No, it's an honor It's a privilege. The honor is to be one like you, who I know that it's akin to martyrdom, that you will never be placed inside of a vessel and used. I'm lucky. I'm just lucky. So thank you for coming. And thank you for witnessing me.
Or at the end of the day, we are hollow for one reason.
And she bows her head.
And they just give you empty within and empty without, empty within, empty without, and they...
And she chants for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gives prayer, and...
Gives prayer.
You did get a partial success, and that
Yo,
was deeply unsettling, and I would like you to take one level 1 harm, rattled.
Yeah, bro!
These people are fucking crazy.
Not empty within, empty without. Not empty...
So, I think on the back of that, we can zoom back in on Sterling.
Anyway, back to fumbling.
What do I see in
wow.
this-
Shots fired.
Wow.
Shots
What do I
fired.
see?
I love you!
Anyway,
What
back
do
to
we see in
fumbling
this
the
room?
fucking bag.
Fumbling the bag. What do I see in this room, GM?
You crack open the door, a hull pacing down the hall towards you, and you see the exact picture of every rumor you have ever heard of a dark and shadowy cult altar. There is a bucket at the end of a stone altar that has a recess in it of roughly the shape of a human body slanted downwards to collect the blood. There is an electroplasmic device that sits at the very head of it. Sitting at the very end is a stationary oh my gosh, what are they called? I am so sorry, I had this in my head a minute ago. The whisper, the whisper piece of equipment. I've got it right
The mask?
here.
The spirit
No,
mask?
the lightning hook.
Lightning hook.
Yeah, a lightning hook sitting at the very end, and then a bottle for containing a ghost. This is a collection site. This is in really no uncertain terms, industrialized, almost, collection point for the dead. And Corin and you are looking through this room, and he sees it. You see it. There, right above, hooked up to lines of wires, hydraulics that contain pearlescent, glowing, swirling liquids, is a cracked bell. Corin says, "What in the hell is this?"
Sterling's going to shoot him a look. Say, "You don't know. What did you drag us into, Corin?"
That is for collecting spirits. And he points to the device on the altar, but he points up to the bell that's above. That? I don't know. And the bell is about the size of your palm. We need that. I need that. That's what we're here for.
Going to grab and gently pull, and hope I don't make noise doing so, I guess, if it's an actual literal bell.
It is an actual literal bell. It is housed in a wire frame that is attached to a plethora of other instruments. It seems like there are symbols etched inside of it as you get closer. The tubes and wires run inside of it and outside of it. You can imagine a Imagine a man who is hooked up to 100 tubes trying to sustain his life. This bell is akin to that. And as you reach out for it, you feel your soul fray at the edge.
Oh, shit.
And you can try to rip this from its housing with the greatest of finesse, or you can try to properly attune, pull it away, or you can wreck this bastard and just pull it from the housing, all of which will have different positions and effects.
Fuck. Sterling is going to once again give a furious look to Corin, who has definitely put them in way over their head. But Sterling, in the madness of this place, thinks that the safest way to do this is attuning to this thing. And that sounds totally insane, but that's his first thought when he feels that weird tearing at the soul. He doesn't want to touch this thing unless he's connected with it.
If you attempt to attune to this device, this will be a desperate, but with great effect.
My God.
Yep, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
ball.
I'm going to add my extra die and hope it works out.
Would you like to push yourself?
Would I like to push myself? I got to do this 3 times, though. I can't keep pushing myself 3 times, maybe for the first one. Yeah, we should push myself for at least for the first time so we can get one of these things out at the very least. We're stressed already, fam. Okay.
We stay stressed, fam.
Okay. Okay.
It's still only a partial success, but partial success means success.
A partial success does mean success. So, your hand brushes against the bell, and you feel that fray start to pull even harder. You've dallied with the ghost field for a long time now, and a dalliance is something you can get away with. It's either all in or all out. You stop hesitating. You grasp this bell, and you hear a choir of shrieks and screams, blood-curdling, ear-piercing, psychic resonance that rips through you. You hope that you are not going mad as time stretches out and dilates, as it feels like 1,000 grasping hands are trying to pull you in more directions than 3D space can provide. And then it stops. You find quiet in the chaos. I'd like you to take level 2 harm. Haunted.
Oh, no.
The whispers don't stop once the screaming does. Corin looks to you.
Okay, good.
The hull's coming.
I'm going to tuck it into this kind of shroud that we're wearing, and then kind of like push him towards the door. There's no other way out of this room, right? It's just this door, and there's a ceiling, presumably. Like, it doesn't lead up
Single
to
door,
rafters or anything.
doesn't lead anywhere else. You got one way in, one way out.
All right. I'm just going to push him towards the door and say, go.
He slips outside of the door, and as the hull comes around, it looks to the pair of you as you are exiting the room. Its jaw opens up, and a set of vocal cords that have been set for pre-recorded speech belts out. You are inside of an unauthorized area. In the name of the Empty One, you will leave immediately. Corin holds up his spirit ward charm and simply presses it into the chest of this thing, and it nods its head down. Corin looks to you and says, "We've got maybe 5 minutes."
You want me to do that 3 more times? You are out of your mind.
Don't you see what's going on?
Please enlighten me, Corin. What's going on?
They have a way to stop the bells. They're farming people, Shadow.
Yes,
Farming
I gathered
them.
that part.
Why?
Well, apart from the fact that they seem to want to kill the Emperor, you tell me.
And he looks so very conflicted. And you see the moment that the rubber band of his loyalty breaks. They are trying to resurrect a forgotten god, and they are going to put it on the throne.
Oh. So, our mission here is to make it so they can stop harvesting an undead army so that you and yours can protect the slightly less evil Emperor from being killed so that an Eldritch God doesn't take over Duskfall. Splendid. I'm glad we cleared that up.
It's more complicated than that, but that's the long and short of it. There's a reason why I'm using is the wrong word, but there's a reason why I've hired you and Vivian. You're unaffiliated.
Using's the correct word.
Well, I'm using you because you're the best at what you do. You are unaffiliated, and you know exactly what it's like to be a regular Duskfallian.
Shadow's going to gently but firmly put his hand into the small of Corin's back and move him towards the second door and say, "You're grabbing the bell this time," and start picking the lock. And if you want, you can go back to Vivian with
I
that.
will go back to Vivian. Please make a sway. I can't imagine it would be anything else.
Yeah, that's fine. It's probably not going to work. But
Command,
that's
sorry.
fine.
Command is what I'm looking
Command,
for.
Command,
Yeah.
work. Which is so funny because that's literally, I'm going to take command probably on my next advance. 'Cause I'm like,
you're trying to force this man
yeah,
into taking a ghost artifact into his hand. This is going to
risky
be
or desperate?
This is desperate, great effect.
Okay.
Oh God.
And I will take my bonus. He might be pissed. He can get over it. Oh wait, I didn't roll my bonus die. I'm just gonna.
You can just throw one more, yeah.
Wait. Oh, because I have haunted. So this is a rules question
Oh,
for you, GM,
yes.
because usually you want to. I'm gonna get less 1d if the haunted would affect me doing these things. You tell me. Is probably me being haunted will affect it. But
I
I'll
don't
let you be the
think.
judge.
No, you know what? I think this very specific harm.
Okay.
Hauntings don't usually interfere with your more base, forceful
So
personality
it's still going to
traits.
be a partial success then.
Still a partial success. You see a very distinct look on his face, and it is a horrifying realization that he came along on a job that he was also so out of his depth for. And now he's working with a real scoundrel. And that person is pushing him into a situation that he can't really refuse.
Yes. And as bad as that makes Sterling feel, he's glad inside also.
These consequences are happening later. You see the little
Oh, yes.
You see the little indicator up in the corner that says Corn will remember that. And we can move back to Silhouette.
Okay. Right.
Empty within, empty without, empty within, empty without.
All right.
Probably what the whispers are saying to me right now.
So, the congregation has started to maneuver themselves into the main prayer chamber.
Yes.
You keep milling about. People are starting to gather. They've started to wait for you. They were told that this is a pressing matter. You have a few choices. Would you like to continue pressing for more information? Would you like to pry further into some of the more hidden spaces, perhaps the studies and libraries that are contained in this place? Or would you like to go and confront the patriarch?
I'm gonna go find the patriarch.
Okay.
Oh boy.
No, it's the way you said it.
That GM, that knowing GM look.
Okay. Me. Oh.
No.
Right.
It's fine.
It's like when the game auto saves before you go through the door.
That was the energy it was giving. It was giving autosave energy.
Sure.
Yeah.
You make your way to the double doors that lead to the patriarch's main chambers. Although you are specifically a very apparently high-ranking member of the church,
It's me.
it might be best interest to knock.
Oh, yes, she would.
You knock on the door, and a pair of holes open the doors for you. And standing at a desk made out of stone, truly more of like just a raised platform, like a little plinth that has a long black piece of cloth upon it, various bowls of metal containing precious herbs and tinctures, etc., and holy scriptures covering it. Behind that is a very, very handsome man. Tall, chiseled jaw, broad shoulders, tan skin,
Patriarch.
Oh, patriarch.
curly hair coming down just past the shoulder, a full beard, brilliant gray eyes, and a set of white robes that are near identical to your own, except he wears a collar. That collar made out of entirely what appears to be jet, the precious gemstone that was form-fitted around his neck, not to be removed. series of rings go across his fingers. He looks up to you. Who are you?
She would, of course, bow when she spoke. A little head down.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Patriarch. I am Sister Rosemary.
That's the name we're going to use.
And I was sent from our sister church. I would like to know how I could assist you tonight.
Aren't you supposed to be holding a sermon in my church sometime in the next few minutes?
She nods.
Yes, but that will only take so long, and for the night I am at the church's disposal and thus yours.
He looks you up and down. Why have I never heard your name before, sister? And which church do you come from?
And I would like
And we flashback.
to recall upon a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Once we got this job, where I took the time to gather information on a sister of similar visage, but not quite the same, obviously. With the same name that I took to have this information ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that is too stress.
Okay. So it would be a real Sister Rosemary that exists of my station.
We'll back
He
up.
just hasn't heard of her.
We'll back up a little bit. So I haven't heard of you, sister, and I understand that you're from our detachment in the Imperial City.
She nods.
It's good to finally meet you. Of course, you know my name is Brother Wraith.
She nods. Brother Wraith, write that down.
What brings you here? Truly, you say to help, but the Empty One, has he sent you for a reason?
May I be honest?
I appreciate a candid apostle.
The Empty One.
And she does a motion on her chest. It's like instead of the typical cross Catholic, it's maybe more like a circular carve motion.
Hold like a hold your
or like
hold
like
this.
maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Okay.
Like
Absolutely.
when you speak his name.
We
Yes,
love
yes,
world
yes.
building.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're building the stew. It's a juicy stew.
It is.
So she signs that as she says, the Empty One.
I believe that they woke me one night. I woke in a sweat. With visions of Duskfall. And no answers. I could not tell you why I am here. But I know whatever it may be that the Empty One sends me, she does it again, to be of service here, in your house.
He seems suspicious,
It is.
but he looks to you and he says, "All right. Well then, sister, I do appreciate one that has journeyed so far and to expressly assist with I can only imagine the event that is happening this evening. And so, you can lead the sacrifices tonight.
I would be honored.
There are 5.
Would you not join me? So we may do it together. I have witnessed them.
You will
But
take the
I
first life. And then I will capture them. I will take the second. You may capture them. And until we are done.
I am quite honored.
Well, good. So, since you are so willing, and since you are here to help, may I ask you one question about our sister location?
She nods.
I have a feeling that you have another meaning here tonight. Have they prepared? Are we ready? And is the chamber sealed so that we may hold him?
Now, in my research of this, I don't think she'd have this answer.
You
But
are
does
going
she
to need to
believe-
lie.
Okay. Okay. We're lying today.
Mm-hmm. You could. This is inside baseball for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking ball.
Sterling knows what this means now, but Vivian has no idea.
No, she's got no clue. So she's gonna act like she knows exactly what's going on, and
I believe, as far as I have seen, Patriarch, that preparations are just about set, and we should be secure within the next week.
You can choose whether this is. I think this would be sway. I think this would be sway.
I'm scared.
This is going to be desperate
Oh.
and really
I'm desperate.
limited effect.
Yes.
Boy.
Yes.
Oh boy. You got this.
I'm scared out here in these streets. I've got a 6.
Success! Make sure to mark your experience.
That's ball. It's called ball.
Brother Wraith gives you a discerning gaze. I see. I see. You would do me the honor then of reporting back that the train cars will be ready for when he arrives.
Of course, at once. After tonight, I will do so.
Perfect. I'm glad you came tonight. I've grown a little cold holding the blade so many times.
I'm happy to assist you.
Yes, well, the holes are ready. Perhaps we should go and make our grand entrance, shall we?
At your leisure. And need.
He walks out and he offers a symbol in the middle of his chest and then offers an arm for you to walk out on.
Oh, yes, he will. Or she will. She will take that immediately.
And we are going to zoom back in on Shadow. I would like you to make another lock. We'll get another finesse, please.
Oh boy. Is this risky again?
This is going to
Or is this
be
desperate?
This is going to be risky. This is just risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Risky. And great. And I gotta give myself a bonus die to counter the haunted. Okay. We got this.
Okay. The lock pops open. It's just that simple. You're good at what you do. Figured it out. And with the ease of someone who learns from their mistakes, you slide inside. It's a little different, but much the same. All of the components are different shapes, colors, but as is esotericism and occultism, sometimes not all the pieces are the same pieces, but the puzzle always fits together. But you see that exact same bell device sitting up at the top, and it has the same crack. The exact same crack. Corin looks to you, and he just gives you this look of, don't make me do this.
Someone's gonna motion with eyes.
I will, I'll make a roll using my evil hat dice on my evil hat tray provided by the wonderful Evil Hat Creator program. We are going to roll this. We're going to roll this attune, and we're going to see. That's a crit. That is a crit.
Thank God.
Holy
Thank
moly!
God.
Whoa! I was really ready with an explosive result there, but that is a critical. Yep, that's 2 hats, baby. So
Sterling's gonna quasi bluff as Corin grabs it and say, "See, no problem."
Corin says, "It is only due to my experience with the ghost field that I have been able to do this whatsoever. Do not act like this is no big deal. Now is not the time for that."
Fair. Question, Corin. You seem like a skilled whisperer. If I take that lure, do you think they'll be able to contain the spirit easily enough? Or will that maybe give us cover for a very quick exit if there's a rampaging spirit within this church?
What are you trying to do, Shadow?
I would like to see a number of cultists meet their untimely end and have the wardens descend on this place and arrest up the lot of them. What, is that a bad idea?
We don't know enough. How do we know they don't have people in the blue coats? How do we know that they aren't working with the spirit wardens? How do we know that that's even going to work here? They're killing people en masse. How do we know that if they die that the bells even chime? I don't know any of these things. I think if you feel like getting off on killing all of these cultists in some sort of self-righteous rage against the horrors that we see here, that you should do it on your own time. I think we sneak out of here and we find out, we research, we do what we're supposed to.
As he says this, Sterling's coming to a realization, and he'll just kind of say it. You're in over your head. You don't know what you're doing, do you? We were experiments, bait. If it didn't work, you were just going to toss us out like a rag that you've used the night before.
He looks to you sharply and he says, I am doing what I'm told, and the escalation of what is going on here and what I am capable of are of no consequence. This is for the greater good. This is for what? This is for Duskfall. This is for a better tomorrow. We have to stop this. That's what I'm doing.
Sterling shoots him a look and then grabs the doorknob and opens the door and goes out and heads to the third room. It's like, we're not having this conversation right now.
Yeah, you shoot him the look, and then he just says, he's like, you brought it up. You brought this up. And he gives you the impression that he's one of the only... He's very much trying to impress that he's one of the good men in Duskfall.
Yes, he's making that abundantly clear. He thinks he is above me.
As smooth as that went, you move towards the third room. I need you to unlock that door. Rolling dice in my role-playing game?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Risky and great again.
And great. Okay.
Fail.
That's a fail, brothers. That's a fail.
So, my question is, how would you like to approach the lock?
We're going to take it at a worse position.
Okay.
Try it again.
Desperate and still great effect. It's unlocking a lock. Oh my god, it's a crit. Oh my god, it's a crit. Amazing. How neat. So,
Love that.
with a great effect, it goes even further than. I think through just some sort of stroke of luck, you walk inside and you see on the table a dead body. There's someone actively bleeding into a bucket here. It seems, through one circumstance or another, someone had to rush off to go and attend something else, and they simply let this person bleed.
Are they alive?
You watch, you look, and you see a shallow rise of the chest.
I'm not a physiker. Do I see where this person is bleeding?
From the throat and the wrists.
Oh, dear God. How cold is Sterling? I'm going to make a fortune roll.
Ooh, okay.
I think Sterling is a thief with a heart of gold, but trying to help this person is so risky.
Oh, it's risky.
So yeah, I'm just gonna roll one. I think Sterling would only help on a success.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll 1d6. Okay, Sterling shoots Corin a look again, and almost goes to try to make a tourniquet out of this shawl, this robe that they have on, and then will close his eyes, clenching his hands into fists, furious, and then will instead reach out with into their coat and pull out a silence potion vial, and then will pull out a crowbar.
Okay.
And just start wailing on this bell until it breaks. But with the silence potion, it should thankfully be silent.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, let's. So you. Oh my gosh, there's a couple. There's a couple things going on here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. First roll, I think, has to be. I mean, I guess finesse would be the best one for tying up this person's wounds.
Oh no, Sterling was saying he was gonna try not to. Was going to end the end not do it. Like basically was considering, and then is going to let them bleed.
I
Like,
see.
it's too
I
risky.
see. It really is.
Like
I see. I
it's
see. I
killing
see.
Sterling.
I
That's why
misheard.
Sterling is mad at himself because he's gonna choose not to save this person in order to
He's gonna
finish
let him
the
go.
mission. That's why he's hitting the bell rather than either trying to attune to it or asking Corin to do it.
Okay.
And is just gonna hit this thing till it breaks.
That's wreck.
Yep.
That's wreck.
And have very bad wreck. In fact, I have nothing in wreck, but we're just going to do it. What is the position?
Oh,
GM?
a desperate limited.
Okay.
You're gonna be lucky if you get this thing out.
Partial success.
You hit it, and you hit it, and you hit it. There's really just one problem. The multitude, the choir of voices that are contained inside of this thing, do not care about the silence that you have thrown on. And you feel it reverberate through you. With each strike, with each hammer home, you hope that it simply detaches. You hope that it simply detaches. And when it finally clatters down onto the chest of the dying man, you feel spent. And I'd like you to elevate that level 2 harm to a level 3 harm. You can write it as on the verge of possession.
Oh boy.
So, as that clatters down and Corin scoops up the tattered remains of it, I think we are going to slide back to Silhouette. You stand in front of pews filled with the faithful of the Hollow Choir. A sea of white robes, an ocean of black marks in the middle of the chest. Excuse me. And they're all looking at you with reverence before bowing down their gaze. And standing with their backs to you, chests laid bare, arcane symbols carved into their back, is a collection of sacrifices. One of them happens to be that young disciple that you spoke to not perhaps 10 minutes ago. And it looks like they're first. Brother Wraith looks to you. He says, "In the name of the Empty One, we come here this evening to lay waste to the full spirited flesh that is weak and impure, so that we may give it to our holiest of darknesses, that lie in the center of the dead lands, waiting to give us salvation and tear down the false emperor. We sit at the cusp of greatness, and Sister Rosemary has come here this evening to share in the sacrament that is given from our gathered. These martyrs, these sacrifices, these holy ones will go into that deepest, darkest depth without the corruption that is our living soul, and they will do the work of the empty one. He pulls forth a wicked, horrifying looking blade, and he offers it to Vivian.
Mm-hmm. She would accept it.
You know where. Plant the steel, say the words, empty within, empty without.
She nods to him. Her. Oh, what the shit I get myself into? I think she is hesitant to start. She looks at the blade. And she looks at the disciple. And she knows that if she does not do this, she gives the three of them up. And I think in that moment she has to resolve she is going to have to kill tonight.
Is this Vivian's first time killing?
I don't think so. But not like this. She's definitely never done something like this. This is going to be much more brutal than anything she has ever done. And she would approach and keep her head bowed, empty within, empty without. And she would plunge it through where their hole is, usually on their garments.
You plunge in the blade, blood pooling along the haft and pouring directly out of the heart of someone that you truly think was innocent just minutes ago. In Blades in the Dark, there are a certain classification of creature that are enslaved to darker desires. As you plunge in the blade, the face, that handsome, beautiful face of Brother Wraith, suddenly turns into an empty pit filled with pinpricks of light. Two twin spiraling horns arch back from his ears, and you hear a very hollow, echoing voice. Empty within, empty without. Apostate before, simply a silhouette, now given form. One of us forevermore. And that is where we are going to end our episode.
Oh no!
Have I accidentally joined a demon cult?
Oh.
Very fittingly,
Oh,
the song
no.
that just started playing is called Remorse of a Murderer.
Oh no.
I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe this has happened.
Folks,
Uh,
my wonderful, wonderful folks at home, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for walking with us in this very dark, dark story
Yes,
that we are
thank you.
telling here in the city of Duskval, in the system Blades in the Dark that I hold very dear. I think that that is going to set the tone for the next few episodes. And I think we've explained why the name of this chronicle is A Knife for the Emperor. Thank you so much for
man.
joining us. Thank you for playing along. Say goodbye, friends.
Empty within, empty without.
Empty within,
Empty
empty
within,
without,
empty without.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.